Hello, charity shop. Exhausting, but amazing. You never know what you're gonna get. Well, hubby and I went to 3 charity shops today, and usually I find some things, a little bit something, but look at me today. I got so much stuff that I'm actually not sure what I got. So let's see. So this is amazing. I got this. I think this was 40 Rand, $2. It's cotton yarn for my slow stitching. So I buy things at charity shops that I can use. I'm past the time where I buy it because it's pretty and I just want it. I'm trying to get rid of all my extra things, really. So whenever I now buy things, it's to help me on my creative journey. So I could not let this go. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at it. It is just beautiful. And then I got this. This was 30 Rand, $1.50, and you had to take the whole little bag. So I looked in there very, very quickly. Let me just put this a little bit. And I found some things I love, and I thought, you know what, I don't care what the rest is. I will be able to use them. So just look at these 2 beautiful little vintage tea tray things. I don't know. What did they use these little ones for? I have no idea. But it's gorgeous. Just look there. Oh my goodness. I made one of my shirts, vintage shirts, use serviettes like this. But as I say, what am I going to use these things for? I have no idea. But I'm making sure that when the muse comes and I need something, that I will have it. And I mean, for 30 Rand, less than $2, all of this. I mean, this is crazy. So there's the bigger tray cloth. You can see some of them are dirty. So I usually try to clean them. Otherwise, I just cut it and use little pieces. And as I said, I haven't looked at these. Look, these are all the doilies. I can use them on my jelly plate prints. Sew them. There's a broken one. This is usually the ones that I use on my jelly plate prints or in my artworks because they're already broken. So I can just cut them or whatever. Look there, more doilies. I mean, for 30 Rand, this is crazy. Look at this beautiful thing. I haven't even seen it. This is a runner. As I said, you know me, make a piece of, put this in a dress or piece of clothing. Oh. That's what I say. When we got there to this specific charity shop, they were busy. Someone, and you can see it was a very, very old person's stuff that they were carrying in. So it was so sad. I was looking at, there was one, it's a bottle thing, plastic bottle. I don't know if you know, it's half a bottle. They cut it in half and then you can open it up. So in this open bottle, there were all this beautiful little zakdoeken. What do you call that in English? That you blow your nose with, and I'll get to that later. But that whole thing was full of this beautiful little things. And I just thought, all the tears and all the heartaches and all that woman went through. But I didn't feel like I wanted to purchase that. So I left that. But it's so cute. I saw that. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. but handkerchiefs, small little handkerchiefs, but there wasn't really very nice ones, so I left that. But the bottle was actually very funny. I haven't seen one in ages. As I said, it is a round kind of plastic bottle cut in half, and then you put your things in it, and then you put the lid on again. I mean, all of these things of the olden days. So this is just a really old little piece of thing. Many doilies. I mean, really, look at this. I usually buy them for 10 rand each, but I mean, I am way past. This was a fantastic find. I am so happy. Oh my goodness. Just look at this. Just look. Yeah, this is the right. Let me just, yeah. This is the right side. It is a little scenery. Look there. Isn't it just gorgeous? Look at the little flowers and oh man. You see, sometimes I just go and I just sit with my vintage stuff and just feel them and just, I don't know, there's a calmness when I'm in their presence. I know it sounds crazy, but can you imagine the people hands embroidery. Oh, work. Look at these. These are two. Look how beautiful. Oh man. So I found them at the charity shop. And this is why I am now have a motto. Use what you have to create what you love. I don't want all of these things of mine to just land in a charity shop. So I use my stuff now. I create things. This is now also just not a very old one, so I'll do other things with that. But I mean, still, look, they're still coming. I mean, I did not realize there were so many in this. I had no idea. I just saw these little round ones, fell in love with them and said, oh goodness, for 30 rand, how bad can the rest be? Look at the work. Can you imagine? People had so much time in those days. And you can see this one was used many times. This was a tea cloth. You can just see the tea marks. So coffee and tea and whatever on there. So if I cannot get this out, I just dye it in tea and coffee. This is the large one of the smaller ones. Oh, it is just magnificent. This is just beautiful. And then the little crochet border. Oh man. This is also one of those others that I now don't like, but I can always use it for something. And this is a little colored one. I must say, this is not my favorite, the colored ones, but you never know. I'm now at that stage when my friends' birthdays and stuff, I give them these things. As I said, it cost me 30 rand, a little bit more than a dollar. I don't know, for all of these. Then I usually, oh, this also came out there. This is funny. Okay, oopsie. Some kind of thingies. Don't worry, I'll find a use for them. Then when I find this, I buy it. This is an old, it must be a tablecloth. Look there. It has this beautiful piece on. Oh my goodness, I can see a dress with this as the bottom part. And a huge I don't know if it's a tablecloth or if it was a sheet, but I mean, I think this one was $2. But remember my tree stump that I used as a printing press, you know, for those type of things. I need these things. Good cotton, or just the pure cotton. This is pure cotton Glaudina. So I need these big, wonderful quality stuff. So this was another charity shop. I think I got this for $1. It's just a nice piece of calico. I mean, all of us know calico. In my language, we call it ongebleikte linnen, so it's linen, but I don't know. So, as I said, you know, when I find these things, this is now really, I can feel it. When I was in the hostel at school, a school hostel, we had this as sheets. You know, it was hard, it was tough, and this is what we had. So I think I bought this for $2. I think this one was 50 rand, actually. But this is a very nice old sheet. Vintage sheet. You can see that little seam there. And I'm not done yet. So why do you think I'm over the moon? I got some very nice finds. I mean, if I need to buy these cloth in a material shop, my goodness, it's hundreds of rands. And then you feel, oh, I don't want to use it, it's too expensive. And what if I make a mistake? And immediately you have this resistance to use it for anything. With these, I don't have. I still have a little, I must say. Then I think, oh, you know, and then I must tell myself, don't be stupid. Just use them. That's why you bought them, to practice, to see what's going to happen. What if you do this? What if you do that? So I'm forcing myself to use these things now. Because remember that tree stump idea. I want to go out again and look for things and make some marks. And I want to really go and work with that idea a little bit more. So this one, I don't know, that was all that I got at the one charity shop. It was $50, but it was a very beautiful, nice cotton big serviette. So once again, for 10 rand, I can make something very beautiful. Oh, and I found these. Just 2 craft paints. I think this was $1.50 for both. But I loved the color. And I thought acrylic craft paint, you know, I can always use that. So this is, look at this beautiful color, soft kind of pink. And there were other colors and stuff too, but they were not really my colors, and they weren't as full, the little bottles. So I decided to buy this. Look at this beautiful green. So, and then I saw this whole packet full of stuff, and this was just very nice. I told you I've lost my English again. Lint that you make bows and things with. It will come to me. And look at this, just a big roll of this. I always hang things in my trees, whether it's big, nice things that I pick up at the beach, or, you no stuff. So I always need a nice thing to use to hang it up. So this is a beautiful piece of rope thing. You can see it is very, very nice. So I can also use this in my clothing, in my art. This was a very good find. And husband found this. You always need this in the garden to put on the garden hose. And then I walked, I don't know, he must have thought, I'll use this. And then I walked past this little box and look at the colors. Isn't it the most gorgeous colors you've ever seen? They were R5 each. And I thought, oh, a little bit expensive. Expensive. This is bamboo. Remember I told you a while back when I bought that other thing at the charity shop, that beautiful cream crochet jersey jacket thing. I said I never made myself one because it's too expensive. And look at it. I got a whole box full. It's bamboo cotton yarn. And the colors are absolutely gorgeous. So I decided, oh man, take the whole lot. So when I got to the till, I know the woman there at this stage very well. Very, very nice woman. And she said, wait, I've got some of these in the back. So she ran, I think bring me about 6 more, and she said, you can have that for 10 rand. So at the end, this whole box full cost me less than 100 rand. And can you imagine? I actually thought at first slow stitching and art, but I'm just now waiting to get a nice pattern. And then I'm going to crochet something very beautiful for me with this. This is a very, very wonderful find. Then husband said, then I saw this, and he said, for your stitching. You know, he looks at what I'm doing, and then he's got these ideas, and he said, it's not really my color, and he says, do you see those needles? That is fantastic needles, he said. It's from Germany. Real German needles. Very good quality. So I decided, okie dokie. He's right. So this is always 10 rand, half a dollar, less than that. And those needles cost a lot if you need to buy them. So really, I think all of these things, I don't even know how much they all were, but it was less than 300 rand. And now I'm going to end with the biggest find ever. I don't know, but I was walking around there, and then I saw this jersey. But you'll have to bear with me. I am quickly going to put this on. So it was extremely dirty, and it really looked kind of old and everything, and I don't know, worn and really. But I thought, how bad can it be? And look at these things. I just love it. So when I got back, I immediately washed it. It's a little bit wet still. You will know this thing. That is something I also made. Comes from my mother, the beautiful thing. So look at this. So I'm not sure. At first I thought it's a little bit tight, But you know what? I had this one closed as well. I thought I'm going to wear it open, you know, but really look at this. I'm going to put this thing a little bit up. Okay, I got this. The clothes there are now at the charity shop half price. So this was 60 Rand and now I got it for 30 Rand. So I thought, when she said that, I thought, you know what? How bad can it be? And it's only 30 Rand. So look at me. I look absolutely like $1 million. I don't know if I'm going to have this one open or closed. And this is me. I mean, really. And as I said before, you know, in South Africa, charity shops, there's not a lot of rich people. So there's really not a lot of good quality clothing that you can get. It's not like in the Europe and America and those places. Yeah, you are very, very blessed if you find something like this. So, I mean, just look at this. Isn't this absolutely gorgeous? I absolutely love these things. They are beautiful. It is just fitting, number fit. And you know what I love about charity shopping as well? I don't know if I would have bought this if it was very, very expensive in this size. I would have gone a size up. But now I've got this because I must admit I am mostly going for larger clothes. I don't like tight fitting things, and sometimes, like with this, I mean, really, this is beautiful. Tight like this. I mean, so what a blessing. I mean, this is really absolutely crazy. There was dirty marks on it. It really looked not good. But I just saw it and I thought, you know what, and when the woman said, no, it's half price, so now it's 30 Rand, I thought, you know, let me try it. And how nice is this? Can you imagine in winter? Oh, so never underestimate a charity shop. So I went yesterday, got all of these things, plus my beautiful dress for, let's say, 300 Rand. You know, I actually told husband, if I go into a very, not smart shop, but let's say in South Africa we have Woolworths, that is now an upper class shop, not a boutique at all. So I mean, if you can imagine me going into a boutique buying something like this, it will be thousands. But even Woolworths, something like this, there will be about 800 Rand. I don't know. I haven't been there in a very long time because I'm now hooked on these things. So why will I go there? But let's say if I now go and buy one piece of smart item at Woolworths, it will be my whole year of charity shopping. You know, the same amount as a whole year of buying all these things at a charity shop. So why will I go back and buy expensive things, and I can only afford one, where I now can buy all of these and use them to create to my heart's desire. And then in between creating, I find these things. Man, I love charity shopping. Thank you that I can share my journey with you. One of my many, many loves is now charity shopping, and then create things that I love and makes me come alive by using them. And then I bless others with all the stuff I make. So it's just a never-ending fairy tale story. So I must admit, gosh, I love this. Look at the detail. Just look at the detail. It is just absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. A little knitted dress. Love you lots. Is it from Zetster's Lab? And always remember, if I can, you can. Really, I'm not doing anything spectacular. As my little grandchild always asks, Oma, what are you an expert on? I said, not many things, but I love sharing and I love creating and I love trying new things. And that is what I share. If I can, you can. All you have to do is just start. I had to start. I wasn't like this my whole life. I had to start. Made many, never call it a mistake, but I had many, many stepping stones to get to this point where I now starting to realize what I love, what I love creating, what I love wearing, how I can use these things to create beautiful stuff that I love. So what a journey. Life is such a beautiful journey. You just need to find out what makes you come alive. This stuff, these type of things makes me come alive. Love you lots. This is from Zetster's Lab. I better get out of this dress. It's hot. And, we get some hot flushes at this age. Beautiful age. I love my life at this moment. I don't care what anybody else thinks anymore. I just do what I love. Yesterday I was actually sitting here and we were thinking, are we going with friends? They invited us. So are we going with or aren't we? And just realize, I'm at that stage where I can see, sorry, I would have loved to go, but no. Next time. Isn't it great? Love you. And then another friend told me yesterday, she said, I don't want to get old. And she's struggling at this, she's my age, 60 as well, and she's struggling with getting older. And I could really tell, I love my age. I love being where I am. All my wrinkles, all my stuff, all my gray hair. My goodness, it means I'm alive, It means I cried and laughed, and it's such a blessing to be alive at this age. As I read somewhere the other day, only 8% of people grow over 60, over 60. I'm one of 8%. How blessed can you be? And then I am, because I have money in my bank and a car to drive and food in my fridge, I'm one of the 5% richest people in the world, So why are we moaning? Gosh, we've got so much to be thankful for, even though I understand and I know it's tough. Life in this realm is tough. And just to end this off, I can also use this as a nice little jacket. See you soon. Is it from Zetster's Lab?